Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make some tasty and healthy banana bread. The first thing you'll need to do is get yourself a bowl, and you're going to take 3 ripe bananas. You can tell they're ripe because they're yellow with speckles, and give them a good mash. Once they're mashed up, you can measure 70 millilitres of oil. I used sunflower oil. You can use rapeseed oil or another type of oil. That's okay. Add it to your bananas, and then you're going to weigh 70 grams of sugar. I used golden castor sugar, but again, you can use another sort of sugar if you want to, and mix that all together. After you've done that, you're going to weigh 220 grams of flour. A wholemeal flour is what I use. That's probably the healthiest sort of flour, but you can use a white flour or another type of flour if you want to. And then when you've measured it, give it a good mix with the other ingredients. Make sure you've mixed it all the way around so there aren't any big chunks of flour left in the middle. After that, you're going to measure 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. I really like adding some cinnamon. If you don't like the taste of cinnamon, you can always leave this out, but I think it's quite nice. And 75 grams of nuts. And you can bash these in a pestle and mortar or chop them up a little bit more finely. If you don't like nuts, you can leave them out or replace them with raisins, but it does give a nice crunch to the bread. And then make sure you add 1 teaspoon, not a tablespoon, but a teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of baking soda goes in next. So baking soda, half a teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda. That will just help it rise nicely in the oven. Oil your loaf tin or cake tin if you don't have a loaf tin. Make sure everything's really thoroughly mixed up and put it into the tin. Get all of it out of the bowl and just push it down so it's fairly even and pushed into the corners. And then if you like, you can sprinkle it with some oats on top as well. That's what I've done here, just put some oats on top. Your oven should be preheated to about 170 degrees Celsius, and you will need a little bit of help making sure you put that in the oven nice and safely. What I do is I put a timer on for half an hour. After half an hour, I pull it out, put a knife in it. If it's still gooey, I pop it back in for another 10 minutes. I usually have to do that about twice, so it ends up being 40 to 50 minutes. It comes out, when you pull a knife out and it's clean, your banana bread is ready. And then you can leave it on the cooling rack. And when it's cooled down, you are good to go.